So, as you know, everyone and their brother is talking about the coronavirus. Everybody is talking about how deadly it is and how people have to be careful, and they're buying all the toilet paper and all the hand sanitizer and all the things. And I had stayed away from watching all the hysteria because it doesn't concern me. It's not that I'm not being careful, it just doesn't concern me. In As a coach, as a kingdompreneur, I have to really think about why people are freaking out about this when there is something more deadly than the coronavirus. And you're like, Catherine, what you talking about? And I'm talking about the millions of people that don't know how to get ahead, that they're stuck in addiction, they're stuck in a unhealthy relationship, they're stuck in a pattern and a cycle of poverty, and they don't know how to get out. And they suffer day in and day out, and they wish there was an antidote, they wish there was a cure, and the cure is sitting in you. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. I actually wrote a book about it, teaching you're easy. And just because it's easy for you, it doesn't mean that it's easy for everybody else. So I want you to think about this. While everybody's freaking out about this coronavirus, eventually it will be figured out. Eventually we'll all be fine and we'll go back to our lives. But what about the people that are suffering? What about the people that would love to know what you know how to do, that would love to overcome poverty, that would love to overcome having to have a job when they don't want to? Or the ones that want to be promoted within their careers and they don't know how to do that, and you already know how to do that. You've been successful at it for the longest time. So I really want you to think about that right now, in this moment. Instead of freaking out, instead of trying to find another gallon of hand sanitizer, I really want you to think about the people that you have been called to serve. You have been called to serve a specific number of people, a specific group of people, and there's something that you know how to do. I was telling my students the other day that there's a problem that you are able and you should be willing to solve. You can probably solve many problems that you have no attachment to, but there's one problem that is very specific, very, 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 very specific, that is dear and near to your heart. One of my clients, my latest client, wrote a book for drug addicts and any addict in general, and that book touched me deeply, deeply, because it's something dear near to my heart. I lost someone to addiction. Before that, I had no attachment to that. So being able to work with that client really blessed me, and I know that his book will help a lot of addicts, a lot of people that are related to addicts. So it's not just a random book. It's something that he struggled with for a very long time, and now he's giving back because he's healthy now, because he's been in recovery for a very long time. So you see, he's not just sitting on the amazing resources that he's gotten. He's not sitting on what he embraced, what he went through. He's actually giving back, and that's his easy. That's the thing that he can talk about. We were laughing the other day because he can talk about it all day long to everyone. Is there something that you can think about, that you can talk about all the time, that if you are at a light and a car pulls over and they strike a conversation, eventually, if you stay there long enough, you will talk to them about that thing that you care about so much? Well, not everybody is an expert at that thing. Not everybody has overcome that thing. Not everybody knows the ins and out of what you know. So yeah, corona it's a real thing. I'm not saying it's not real, but I'm saying that there's a bigger malady out there. And in many cases, you are the answer. You are the person that can help them. So I really want you to think about that. I want you to look at yourself as an antidote, because you are. You are an antidote for someone, whether it is writing a book, whether it is leaving an unhealthy relationship, organizing a room, leaving poverty behind, leaving the cycle of poverty. I don't know what it is, but you do. I'm speaking to you and you're like, yeah, Catherine, I actually know what you're talking about. And I've been sitting on this thing. I have been thinking about it, and I've been spinning my wheels, and I have been procrastinating like this nobody's business. Well, Let the coronavirus be your reminder. Because what if you got coronavirus? What if you die, God forbid, and now all that yumminess, all that awesomeness dies on the inside of you? What about the people that you have been called to serve? What about them? I really, really, really want you to think about that and realize the responsibility that has been bestowed upon you, how you have been called for such a time as this. Your position, where you are, what you have overcome was not random. I promise you that it was not random. Now, what you're going to do with it, how you're going to give back, how are you going to go back for those that are still in the thick of it? Think about that. Next time you're about to freak out, next time the coronavirus is eradicated, and then you want to go back to life as usual, business as usual. You can't. You're not called to do business as usual. You are called to serve. You are called to teach your easy, the thing that comes very, very, very naturally to you. You are called to share that with others, and you're called to package that in a way that is easy for them to digest, in a way that is easy for them to understand and learn. That is your responsibility as a kingdompreneur. That is yours. It's not a nice to have. It will not be awesome if you did it. It is a must. It is a responsibility for you and for me. I'm doing it. I'm doing what I have been called to do. I'm sharing what I know how to do with the world. Okay, I'm doing that because I'm 43 years old, 43, almost 44, and I wasted a lot of time not doing that. I'm not doing that anymore because I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I'm planning for a long life. I'm eating for a long life. I'm working out for a long life, but we never know. We never know. And I don't want to die with one single thing on the inside of me. I want to leave empty. I want to teach as many as I can. I want to motivate. I want to preach as much as I can. I want to travel. I want to do all the things that God has created me to do because He gave me today. I have today. I don't know what happens tomorrow. I don't have a magic crystal ball, but I do know that I have today. That's my gift, and I'm using it. Coronavirus or not, I'm doing what God has called me to do. The question that I have for you is, are you doing what God has called you to do? Something to think about.